Assalamualaikum and good evening to all to other candidates. Today the question is discussing about the temperature rising in many parts of the world due to global warming. What is an effective way to solve the problem? So as candidate A, I will talk about ensure that more trees are planted. As we know, trees grow, they help absorb and sink the carbon that would otherwise contribute to global heating. Trees use sunlight energy to photosynthesis, a process use carbon dioxide and water to create energy in their cells. In the end, trees end up filling themselves in a carbon we basically need to avoid getting to the atmosphere. In addition to the carbon dioxide, sea capture that also help to soil capture and store carbon, despite not using an incredible job as ocean do at storing around 90% of all the carbon that surfing the impact of ocean agitation. We are extremely important to help solve climate change. That's why there are more trees out there that's better. Uh, this is because they have climate change, removing carbon dioxide from the air, storing carbon in the tree and soil, and releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. Trees provide many benefits to us. Every day, they often cooling shades, block cold one window, attract the birds, buffing our air, prevent soil erosion, clean out water, and raise the beauty to our home and community. Or
Next, my point is uh, penalize factories that contribute to air pollution. By penalize factories that contribute to air pollution will make the factories not there to contribute to pollution anymore. Factories contaminate the air by blowing chemical vapors and smoke out through vents and smokestack, and also by burning waste in open dumps or incinerator. Factories that cause air pollution should be given penalties such as fines or imprisonment to factory owners who commit pollution if they do not pay the fines imposed within the stipulated period. Authorities such as the Ministry of Science, Technology and Environment need to enforce the law on the relevant parties. Factories that pollute the air should be responsible for the pollution that has occurred, because if no action is taken against the factory that contribute the air pollution, it will have a worse impact on the air and the environment. That's all from me. How about you, candidate C?
Thank you, Hazrina, as a candidate C. My point is about how to educate the public about how to reduce global warming. So, in my opinion, creating informative videos on how to reduce global warming can educate people. There are many explanations on the internet or web of how climate change is harming the planet. Um, so, as well as how various energy sources can cause problems. The video that we can create is in our own perspective that can be valuable. More people are willing to watch videos than read blog posts or and articles. So we use this to as our advantage. Whether you can decide to create a video in form of personal or professional. We can create a video that summarize key points about that issue. Example, we can make video to be more conservative with energy usage. Becoming more energy efficient is a great way to prevent pollution. So we can also reduce global warming. The importance of educating others about climate change cannot be overstated in our modern society. There are many platforms for us to utilize that can allow us to spread our message easily. whether you use word or mouth or social media. Now, people nowadays are more to social media, so we can make video and post it on social media. There are always ways to educate others on what climate change is doing to our planet. You can help protect the planet by educating others about the dangers of climate change and how to act against it. So, it will reduce our global warming. That's all from my point. How about you, Zalifa?
Okay, sorry. Thank you for asking me. In my opinion, we can reduce global warming by allocate funds for more research on global warming. Estimates of how much money it will take to end global climate change range between 300 billion and 50 trillion over the next 2 decades. As a global society, we need to increase spending to at least 3.13 trillion every year by 2030 to fund an energy transition sufficient to keep the planet below a temperature rise of 1.5 degrees Celsius, according to a report by environmental think tank. That's a lot, especially compared to current spending. Funds include things that and private equity and institutional investors are big stock market movers like pension funds. For more spending in this category can seem a little confusing, but it falls into big time private sector investing. The numbers on global climate finance tell a simple story. Everyone needs to do more and much more, such as banks, corporations, governments, have the capacity to ramp up their efforts. Do you have any more explanation or opinion?
I think I agree with candidate.
Candidate C?
Yeah, I think I agree with candidate A point, which is ensure that more trees are planted. Reforestation is the most cost-effective way to prevent global warming. According to research presented at the American Association's World Advancement of Science conference, we all know that plants are the only living things that release oxygen through photosynthesis. Trees absorb carbon dioxide. Um, so, planting more trees can help reduce the amount of carbon in our atmosphere. In fact, we could remove roughly two-thirds of human-made carbon just by letting all forests regrow. According to a study published in the Journal of Science, in addition, trees do more than absorb carbon. When planted in sustainable agroforestry systems, they result in enhanced biodiversity, water retention, soil health, food security, and economic development for local communities. Um, how about you?
Sorry to interrupt, but in my opinion, the effective way to solve the problem is to educate the public about how to reduce global warming, because if not educated in advance, public will not know the effects of global warming in the future. Education needs to be done from an early education that is starting at school. Education can encourage people to change their attitude and behavior. It also helps them to inform decision. Education empowers all people, but especially motivate the young to take actions. Knowing the fact helps eliminate the fear of an issue which is frequently colored by doom and gloom in the public area.
Yes, I agree with you, Hazrina. Public or society do play important role to ensure that any activity or program that being held to be success.
I also agree with your statement, Hazrina. With the cooperation and responsible from society, ways to prevent global warming can be friendly or easier.
To come up with conclusion, we did agree that educate the public about how to reduce global warming is the most effective ways to deal with rising temperature due to global warming. With cooperation and collaboration from society, this rising temperature problem can be solved. I think we have reached to the end of this discussion. Thank you for all candidates.